डेवलपमेंट बच्चों गुड मॉर्निंग। मैं संजय सिंह एसएसटी टीचर और आपका विष्णु भगवान ई लर्निंग में स्वागत है। हम लोग ज्योग्राफी का रिमेनिंग पार्ट आज पढ़ेंगे, जिसमें से हम लोग कल क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्स, प्रीवियस लेक्चर में हम लोग क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज कंप्लीट कर चुके थे। नाउ वी विल स्टार्ट डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द रिसोर्स। डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द resources. Development of the resources means proper utilization of the resource. Resource development means utilization, exploitation and preservation of the resource is considered as a development of the resource. Now we can define to the development of the resource that the utilization, exploitation and conservation of the natural resource is known as a development of the resource. Judicious and proper use of resource can be defined as a development of the resource. As we know, over exploitation of the natural resource create different types of the problems. So now the second part we will study about the problems, generation of the problems because of the over exploitation of the natural resource. First off, over exploitation of the natural resource divide to the society in two groups. First, having resource and second, not having resource. Having resource means rich people who has gained all the resources, and not having resources means poor group who has not gained the resources. Over exploitation of resources create different types of the pollution, and over exploitation of the resources create different types of the pollution like air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, etc. And over exploitation of resource create the global warming. What is global warming? Increasing of the temperature of the earth is considered as a global warming. What is the reason of global warming? Over excretion of the carbon dioxide gas and pollution. Carbon dioxide gas is comparatively heavier gas rather than the other gases, which make a layer close to the earth in atmosphere, which allow to the heat of the sun to enter into the earth, to enter on the surface of earth, but it restrict to that heat to go to the space. Result is the increment of the increasement of the temperature on earth, which is considered as a global warming. The main responsible gas for the global warming is carbon dioxide as well as methane. And fourth is different types of the diseases which is cause of the over exploitation of the natural resource, like asthma, which is a respiratory disease, as well as cancer like skin cancer, which are the result of the over exploitation of the natural resource. In this way, we have seen that over and unjudicious use of the natural resource create different types of the problems in the society. That's why in modern scenario there is a need of the sustainable development. First off, we define that what is sustainable development. What is sustainable development? We will define what is sustainable development. This is very important question. Many times in the exams has been asked that what is sustainable development. The development which is eco-friendly means do not harm to the environment and also not cooperate with the part of future coming generation. It also control to the overuse as well as the wastage of natural resource. In short, we can define to the sustainable development that the development which is eco-friendly means it do not harm to the environment and also not cooperate with the part of future coming generation. It only conserve the part of the natural resource of the present generation and leave for the part of future generation for their conservation, and also control to the overuse as well as the wastage of the natural resources. Such development is known as a sustainable development. In this way, sustainable development is the need of the present time. Now we will explain about the resource planning. Resource planning. Resource planning. What is resource planning? Utilization of the natural resource by a planned way is known as a resource planning. नेचुरल रिसोर्स का प्लान वे से यूटिलाइजेशन के प्लान को हम रिसोर्स प्लानिंग कहते हैं. रिसोर्स प्लानिंग कैन बी कंप्लीटेड इन 3 स्टेप. फर्स्ट स्टेप in first step we identify the presence of natural resources in particular area. We survey, we mapping and deciding of the quality and quantity is part of the first step of the resource planning. In first step of the resource planning, we survey the presence of natural resource and mapping of natural resource and also deciding the quality and quantity of the natural resource. In second step we find out that we have or not have the technology for the utilization of the natural resource. In second step, we find out that we have or not have the technology for the consumption of the natural resource. And in third step, we decide the economic profit of the conservation of the natural resource. In this way, we can also plan the conservation of we can plan the utilization, exploitation of the natural resource by 3 ways. First, mapping, surveying, deciding the quality, quantity. In second step, availability of the technology. And in third step, economic profit of the conservation of the utilization of the resource. Now we will start about the conservation of the natural resource. Conservation of the natural resource. कंजर्वेशन ऑफ द नेचुरल रिसोर्स. इसके लिए इस पार्ट में एक कोटेशन of Mahatma Gandhi is very important, and in many times it has been asked in the examination that who has said to this quotation, there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. This is very important quotation by Mahatma Gandhi, that there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. Means we have natural resources to fulfill our basic needs but not to fulfill our greed. So, by these quotations, we can explain to the conservation of natural resource that we should take only that part of the resource which is very necessary to fulfill our basic need. We can conserve the natural resources by following ways. Number first, by judicious and proper use and management of the natural resource, recycling of the resources, development of the technology, so that by utilizing less natural resource we can get more development, and controlling of the wastage and overuse of natural resource. ओके बच्चों, नेक्स्ट पार्ट हम नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में कंप्लीट करेंगे. थैंक यू.